Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, make sure to hit the subscribe button. My name is McKenzie. Typically I talk about college, lifestyle, fashion, kind of things here on my channel. Lots of vlogs, hauls, stylings. But today I'm sitting down for just a casual Q&A. I have been go with school recently, and I've been trying to still upload 4 times a week, and I will admit it's starting to get to be a lot, especially as my courses pick up. And I figured just sitting down and answering some of your questions Q&A style would be like really, you know, easy, therapeutic to just kind of chat. So I've got lots of questions that you guys left me over on my Instagram at Style by McKenzie. I'll leave it linked below and on the screen. And I'm just gonna answer some of the questions. I probably won't get to all of them today just because I don't want this video to be so long, so bear with me, but here we go. First question, do you ever get self-conscious while being so public with your life? Definitely. Honestly, I will say that since being back at school has definitely made me a little more aware of who's watching my videos than before I came back for my sophomore year. And I think it's just because I've been meeting so many subscribers, and my subscribers have been meeting some of my friends that are in my videos and being like, oh, like I recognize you from Mackenzie's video. And it makes me realize that like not only is my life so public, but like my friends are on camera too, so it affects them as well. I'm not necessarily self-conscious about it, but I am conscious that what I'm talking about is affecting more than just me. I probably got like 30% of the questions as what is your ideal job when you graduate from college, or what do you plan on doing post-grad? So I am only a sophomore right now. However, I will graduate a semester early. So after this semester, I'll be about halfway through college, and I still have some time, but as of right now, I want to work in a fashion magazine setting. When I came to school, when I started my freshman year, I was really dead set on writing for a fashion mag. Right now, I'm not 100% sure if I want to write. I would be more than happy styling, creating photo shoot like ops, if that makes sense, and I would also be happy doing social media, maybe working in a marketing setting. So I'm not really sure what I want to do right now, but I do know that I would love, as of right now, to work in a fashion magazine setting, eventually working my way up if possible. I know that seems a little out of reach, but at the same time, I always say things are out of reach, and then I just work that much harder to make them reality, so we'll see. Someone else asked, do a lot of people borrow your clothes and never return them? I do have a lot of people borrow my clothes, especially because I live in a house with 25 other girls. People are always borrowing something from me. There are definitely people who don't return them in a timely manner, who I won't name. They know who they are, and that frustrates me. Once I like lend you something and you don't return it, I start to get like, okay, I'm not gonna lend something to you. But yeah, I do share a lot of my clothes and let people borrow them just because I do have an abundance of them. Someone else asked, what are some of your favorite brands? Express is hands down one of my favorite companies to work with. I always say Express just because they have great casual wear, they have great denim, but they also have a lot of awesome workwear, nicer pieces too. Definitely one of my favorite places to shop. They always run awesome sales as well. I have recently really been a huge Fashion Nova fan. I never thought I'd say that, but they have awesome denim as well, and the sweater I'm wearing right now is from them. I of course love Shein. They're one of my tried and trues. I was a big Old Navy girl back in the day, and I love for shoes Steve Madden, Sam Edelman, Chinese Laundry, Off the Beaten Track, and anything Lulu's has been one of my favorite stores recently. Like, I love everything they have, so there's just a few, but I of course work with so many different companies that I'm always trying new brands that I love and have loved, or just new to me. Next question is skincare routine. I always get this question, and people ask me to make a video on it, and I'm like, my skincare routine is so basic that like I can't even make a video on it. So I take off my makeup with the Garnier Micellar Water. I've used that for probably 6 years, like ever since the first week it came out. I remember 11th Gorgeous talked about it on their YouTube channel, and I went and bought it. I've used it ever since. And then when I get in the shower, I use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost cleanser. It's like the blue bottle. It has like exfoliating beads in it, and then that's all I use on my face. And then once I get out of the shower, I usually put the Cetaphil moisturizing cream. This is the body one, and honestly I just put this on my face when I get out of the shower. I don't always remember to do it. Like, I'm not very diligent about this step in my skincare routine, but if I do put lotion on my body, I always put it on my face as well. That's all I use, nothing fancy. I definitely have good and bad skin weeks, as I feel like a lot of people do in college. So Sometimes my skin's great, other times it's not. All right, the next questions are gonna kind of all blend together, and it's something that I kind of have been needing to talk about with you guys just because I feel like everyone is asking and constantly wondering, and it's going to be talking about Connor, his family, dating, all that kind of stuff. So it's all gonna kind of blend together, and it's gonna go off of this one question: have you ever been heartbroken, and if so, how did you deal with it? So I'm gonna answer this question first. Yes, I've been heartbroken, and how do I deal with it? My number one piece of advice is to just cry it out. You're allowed to be upset, that's totally fine. Not upset forever, like get up, find something that you are in love with. For me, it was blogging, and I could dive into that and be totally fine. But two, stop caring what everyone else thinks about the issue. You know, you are allowed to feel however you want to feel. And my mom told me this when Connor and I broke up. She was like, if you two are supposed to be friends, you will be friends. And if you're supposed to go back to being strangers and pretending like you never met, then you will do that. And that's just, it's reality. Like, you can choose that for yourself. And she said, you two will decide that on your own. Maybe it'll be mutual, whatever. But it's no one else's business what you choose to do. You shouldn't be listening to anyone else. And I really took this advice to heart from her. I feel like when two people break up, there's always that friend that's like, block him, never talk to him again. There's friends that are like, oh my God, like you should cut them off completely, like drop them, be best friends with them, go over there, like whatever. Everyone has their own opinion on how they should handle exes. And that's the number one reason I don't talk about Connor ever on my YouTube, really. I mean, I talk about him, but like I don't sit down and have this conversation with you, is because I don't want anyone else's opinion on it. Like, we have a perfectly fine relationship, and it works for us, and I don't need anyone else's opinion. Like, if you have never been friends with an ex and it's never worked out positively in your experience, that's okay, that's your experience. But in my experience, it works really well for us, and that is why I choose not to always share about it, is just because I know everyone has an opinion and people love to leave their opinion down below. So that's kind of answering off that question. So yes, Connor and I have dated. I've talked about it in many videos. You can go watch Our Boyfriend Does My Makeup from a few years ago. It's still up on my YouTube channel. And so we did date. We dated very briefly. We've actually been broken up for over 2 years now, but we are still very close friends. I would say Connor is probably my best friend. I see him every time I go home. We still talk on the phone. We Snapchat, whatever. We have a very close friendship that we've maintained. And part of that is because of his family. So the Manions are Connor's family. We are very close, and we got very close very quickly, simply because Connor is a year older than me, and we met through baseball, and his dad helped. He was like one of the coaches, so I was always around them, getting rides from them, hanging out in the dugout, going over there for like team dinners, all that kind of stuff. And so I was around them all the time, and they are the most loving, supportive family ever. I absolutely love them with all of my heart, Connor's little brother Chase included. They are literally my second family, and so I refer to them quite often like that. The feeling is mutual. They love me just as much as I love them. They're probably watching this video and hearing me talk about them, so miss you guys already if you are. But that's all I have to say about that topic. I'm not going to go into why we broke up, how we broke up, any of that stuff, because frankly, it's not your business. And I know that sounds kind of harsh because I put my life out on the internet, so obviously you guys are going to be curious about the people in my life and the things that I share, but I don't keep many things private from you guys. But this is like one aspect of my life that like I'll share what I am comfortable sharing with you, and the rest I just ask for your respect, that you kind of let me go from there. So that's what I have to say about that. I am not seeing anyone at school. I have gotten a lot of questions. Are you dating anyone? Are you going out with people here at school? I am not. It's not that I'm opposed to it, but I love my life right now. I'm very focused on myself, and you know, if the right person comes along, then sure. I get this question in every Q&A, and I answer it in every Q&A, but I still get it. Why are your ears not pierced? So I had my ears pierced when I was in middle school, and they just started to constantly get infected, and so I decided that it was time to close them. I tried every metal, stainless steel, gold, like I tried everything, and my ears were just constantly reacting to them and being irritated. So I closed them, and then for my junior senior prom, I decided to grab a pair of clip-ons, realized that I could transform real earrings into clip-ons, and I never went back. I've been transforming regular earrings to clip-ons for about 2 years now, and I've got like 100 pairs. So at this point I have so many pairs that it would be stupid for me to get them pierced, because what would I do with all the clip-ons, A, and B, I have no idea if my ears like are going to react well to like real metal anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they're gonna get infected again, so why would I chance it? The next question is, what made you want to start a YouTube? So I started my blog, stylebymckenzie.com, 5 years ago in January. So we're coming up on 5 years. I'm very excited and proud of that, of course. And about 6 or 7 months into blogging, I was a freshman in high school. I was actually going into my sophomore year. It was the summer when I created my channel. I wanted to share an everyday makeup tutorial. It's not that easy to write, you know, write like steps out. So I was like, oh, it'll be easier if I make a YouTube and show them the steps of my everyday makeup. That video is on private now because it's so embarrassing and has like 70% dislikes because it's really terrible advice. But I didn't start taking YouTube seriously until May of 2019. So I graduated high school at the end of May, and I turned 18 on May 28th. And then for my birthday / graduation gift to myself, I bought my Canon G7X and I started vlogging. I always loved YouTube, but I knew that I just didn't have the time or the means to take it seriously, so I wanted to wait until I was out of high school. And then during college I really started making week in my life vlogs to really just capture that time for myself, kind of like home videos, and I would share them on my YouTube, of course, so that my friends, my family could see what I was up to. And gradually it took off. I was posting at most twice a month before I bought the vlog camera, and then once I bought the vlog camera I moved to like 1 to 2 times a week, and then after quarantine I started posting 4 times a week, which is what I'm at right now. Someone else asked, what things at school has COVID affected that have been a positive for you? So I was actually talking about this at lunch today, and I think there are a lot of positives that have come out of coronavirus for me personally. I know that there's a lot of people that COVID has like ruined their life. There's people that are jobless, been let go, don't have a home. Like, don't get me wrong, I totally understand that COVID has had a terrible negative impact on a lot of people. People have lost loved ones. Like, don't even get me started on all the negative things. But I've talked about it in a few different videos how selfishly grateful I am for the time, because God was like, here's lemons, and I chose to make lemonade out of it. Like, I could have very well just let those lemons sit, but I was like, you know what, if we're gonna be stuck at home, I'm gonna use this time to my fullest advantage. And so I blogged harder, I worked harder, I did YouTube harder, and I really just went full force, and I chased my dreams in ways that I never knew I was capable of. I saw 400% growth across my platforms in 4 months. Like, it was insane, and it was exactly the time I needed to prove to myself that I could go full-time. So COVID times, I was so grateful. Now that I'm at school, some positive effects. I honestly really like online learning. Don't get me wrong, I definitely learn better in a classroom. I miss going into the classroom, but the schedule of online works so well for me. It works perfect for me. I love being able to time manage. It gives me a lot more time to focus on YouTube and blogging as well. I love that frat parties aren't really a thing. I know that some people are like, I like the small gatherings of 5-10 people. It's more intimate, you get to know the people. I don't like being smushed and sweaty across people I don't know. So I really do like the smaller settings. I've definitely gotten closer with people I never imagined I would get closer with because of it. And I do like being home. I am a homebody. I also love the fact that if I want to hop in the car and stay home for a week, I can. I just got back from a weekend being at home, and I went Friday to Monday, and if it were last semester, you know, I would have had to come home Sunday because I had class on Monday. And it's really great that for my mental health I was able to stay an extra day just because I wanted to. So I don't know, I think there are a lot of positive things that have come out of it. So that's just my take, school related, I guess. Someone asked my dream collaboration, and right now my biggest like dream collab is to travel with the company. I know that's not really a specific collaboration, but my like big goal for, I don't even know if I should say the end of 2020 because it's getting kind of late, but early into next year is to travel with a company. I mean like like a travel company that plans trips, if that makes sense. For instance, Danielle, Carolyn, and Brooke. I know that they went and they did that trip with EF Ultimate Break, and they went for like 2 weeks abroad on their tab, you know, and they posted all about the trip, and they vlogged every day, and they shared the excursions and the fun and the activities, and they really just promoted that travel company and how you can travel and they'll plan everything for you. I want to do that kind of collaboration, not necessarily with EF Ultimate Break. There are tons of different companies that do that kind of thing. I just think that'd be awesome, especially because I am supposed to be studying abroad next fall. So this time next year I will be living in Florence, Italy, God willing, if everything works out. And so I've never been out of the country, but I would love to travel out of the country before I move out of the country. My next question was, how did you decide what you wanted to major in? So when I started my blog, I really was unsure on what I wanted to major in, and that's actually why I started StyledByMcKenzie.com, was because I had interest in photography, writing, fashion, clothes, all that kind of stuff, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And I realized that I wanted to work in a magazine setting pretty quickly, just because I loved it. It was basically styling, it was writing, it was being in front of the camera and behind it all at once. And the like biggest, the easiest, like clear-cut job for that is to work at a fashion magazine. So I decided that fashion merchandising is the degree that I would need in order to work in that setting. They would give me the skills and prepare me to do that job, which is why I chose fashion merch. So I have a video all about how I chose Kent and how I chose fashion merch that I'll leave down below if you guys want to check out as well. Where is your dream vacation spot? I would have to say, ooh, I don't know, somewhere warm. We don't really travel anywhere besides like the Outer Banks. Like I haven't really been anywhere like exotic warm, so maybe like the Bahamas or Hawaii, like somewhere like that, you know? I don't know, it sounds fun. Next question is, if you didn't go to Kent, where would you go? This is a very interesting question. My second choice school was University of North Carolina, Greensboro. However, I don't think I would have necessarily gone there in the end. Looking back at it, like I can't imagine myself anywhere else but here, but that was my second choice college. Favorite genre of music? Definitely country. It's pretty much all I listen to. I can listen to like some Mumford & Sons, like kind of like folky kind of music, but almost always country. Alrighty guys, there were definitely some more questions, but I'm gonna end this video off here just because it's getting kind of lengthy. I'll do a second one for sure if you guys want. In a few weeks, you guys can leave me more questions down below here, but make sure you're following me over on Styled by McKenzie on Instagram, because that is where I typically pull questions from. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you in my next video, and make sure you hit the subscribe button because we're getting closer to 31K. Love you guys. Bye.